There was a time when I didn't know if I'd make it back here. Not just to the mic, not just to this podcast, but back to me. The version of me that fights, that survives, that refuses to stay down. My body is so exhausted. My mind has been shattered. My spirit has been tested over and over again. I've been in hospital beds, I've been in dark places, I've been right on the edge. But guess what? I'm still here. And if I'm still here, I'm not done yet. And if I've learned anything, it's that you don't have to be perfect to make a comeback. You just have to keep going. My name is Jess Faulkner, and this is Just Jess. Today's episode is called Jess, the Comeback Kid. So, time for some updates. Well, it's obviously been a long time since we've talked, so let me give you some key highlights about what's been going on in my world. My mother has left, and for my mental health and safety, I will not be pursuing a relationship with her or my brother anymore. There comes a point where you have to choose your own well-being, even if it means letting go of people who are supposed to be close to you. This choice has caused its own form of grief, but it has also been freeing in a way that I did not expect. I am learning to take care of myself in ways I never thought I would need to. I have found a better balance between Jess, mom, and wife. I have rededicated myself to my home life while also ensuring I take time for myself when needed. I think it's been much easier now that it's just me, my husband, and our children in the house. There's less tension, less stress, and so much more space for love and laughter. I've found that when I focus on my own happiness and peace, it reflects in my relationships with those I love the most. I am now a volunteer for Prisma Hospice, and I absolutely love it. It makes me so happy, and it's something that makes me feel like I'm doing some true good in the world. I feel like hospice work is a unique kind of calling. It requires deep compassion and emotional strength. Being there for someone at the end of their life is a privilege, and I feel honored to be able to provide comfort and support to my patients and their families. It has also helped me gain a greater perspective on life and how precious every moment is. It's humbling to know that what I can do can make a difference in someone's last days by making it a little more peaceful. Both of the kids are happy, healthy, and excelling in school. Ers had a choir performance where she sang with her whole heart, and she was also one of the speakers at the event. It was just amazing to see her confidence shine through. I am so proud of her. I hope that she is so proud of herself. She's growing into such a strong, independent young person. And Trixie has been offered to skip a grade, but for socialization's sake, we're going to keep her where she is. I want her to be challenged, but I also want her to enjoy being a kid. It's all about finding balance for them, just like I'm trying to learn to do with my own life. So instead of skipping Trixie a grade, we decided that we were going to put her in first grade math and first grade reading so that she can work on furthering her vocabulary and her spelling and her reading. But she's already in like the second grade level. So Josh is so close to retirement. He's been home this whole year so far, and we are all loving it. He is currently working in video game design, and it's been incredible to watch him create digital worlds. The detail and creativity he puts into his projects just blow me away. It's been a reminder that it's never too late to find something new that you're passionate about. It's also been amazing to see him so engaged and excited about his work. We're entering this new chapter together, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. My dear friend Anissa is making strides in nursing school. She has been such a great strength in my life, and I'm so proud of her. My children absolutely adore her, especially Trixie, who calls her my Anissa. Watching their bond grow has been such a joy. Having strong, loving relationships outside of traditional family bonds has been healing for me. I am learning that community and connection are vital to mental well-being. There's a power in surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care about you. Blood be damned. We are getting closer to our final move, and I've been researching the housing markets and the job markets. It's looking less like New York and maybe more like Pennsylvania for our family's future. The housing market is a roller coaster, but we want to find a place where the kids will have stability and great schools and a real sense of community, as well as safety. We've been looking for a neighborhood that feels like home, where we can grow and settle in for the long term. Some health updates. I do still have a central thrombocythemia, and my platelets continue to climb despite being on Ojara. Another bone marrow biopsy is coming up soon, which I'm not looking forward to, but it's necessary to monitor my condition. I'm trying to stay positive, but I won't lie, it's hard. I feel like my body is constantly betraying me, and it's a struggle to not get discouraged. I've been put on a cancer treatment drug called Ojara, like I said, which isn't technically chemotherapy, but we'll see how it affects me. Medications like this can have intense side effects, and I am preparing myself for what's to come. It's pretty daunting, but I am learning to take it one day at a time. Every day I wake up is another day I get to try. Ritalin. Oh my gosh. Ritalin has been a game changer for me, helping me reclaim some energy in my day. Now, it doesn't fix everything, but at least I don't feel like I am trapped in a fog of exhaustion all the time. I can't even explain how much of a difference it's made. I'm able to focus better, and I'm not feeling as drained by midday. This has been a huge improvement. Exhaustion was my biggest tell that something was wrong with me. I was waking up at 7 in the morning and falling asleep standing up at 9 o'clock a.m. after getting a full night's sleep. I had no idea what was wrong with me. Well, so exhaustion is one of the big symptoms people with ET complain about. I did some research and saw that they often prescribed Ritalin or Adderall to cancer patients who are low on energy. So I asked for it from my doctor, and it has been a pretty big game changer for me. I'm able to stay awake through most of the day, especially in the morning, right after I take it. I have been prescribed 2 types of benzodiazepines, one for pain and one for anxiety. So far, this combination has worked better for me than oxycodone, which is what I was prescribed last, but that did not work for me at all. Pain management is a journey, and what works for one person may not work for another. It's been a process of trial and error, but I'm finally finding something that helps me cope. I'm trying pretty hard to stay out of the wheelchair. But if this Ativan starts failing me, then I'm going to have to start relying on my wheelchair a lot more. My legs, the pain I feel in them overwhelms me. It's hard to focus on something or anything just because the pain is so bad all throughout my legs, all the time. When I sit, the pain is all in my hips and in my knees, and then I stand up and it feels like my hips are out of place. I know that they're not, but that's how it feels. I take a step filled with sharp pains before they can kind of ease off. And then by the time the pain from my hips wears away, the pain in my legs, meaning my thighs, my calves, my shins, my ankles, and my feet, starts. And it just gets worse as the day grows. It's my biggest medical complaint right now. Yeah. I think between hitting a hard reset button on myself and learning a lot of hard lessons last year, I feel like a totally different person going into 2025. It's a nice new start to a new chapter in the book that is my life. No, I know people can decide any day that they're going to change, and they could just wake up on a Wednesday in the middle of the month, in the middle of the year, and say, today's the day. And I'm glad that people are able to do that. I've done that before myself, but I just want to be able to say, I guess I want to be able to look back and say, hey, my 2025 was the year that I worked really hard, knowing that I started at the beginning of the year and I tried and I used a lot of effort to keep that progress going. But I just want to start as early as I can, which is at the beginning of the year. So I have big hopes for 2025. It's going to bring a lot of changes in our house where I think the general feeling in the house right now is probably some anxiety and some nervousness just because we're going into this new journey. We're about to take a new journey into something that we don't know, something that we've never seen before. We've moved before and that has kind of gone the same. It goes the same, but this is different. This time will be different, a lot different from the other times. So, but I think if we really lean on each other and, support each other through it, that it'll be okay. And we could probably turn it into a really cool adventure. The kids are a little older now. We've got a bigger vehicle. Maybe we can turn it into a really cool adventure. That's something to look into, I guess. So, I wanted to introduce a new segment in the show that I am calling Noteworthy News. And I have the perfect one to start off for the very first noteworthy news segment, and I want to take a second and talk about it. Josh has this friend named Kevin he served with, and he has a teenage daughter going through some hell right now, and I want to share her story with you. Stella is a 17-year-old who enjoys singing, hanging out with friends, and waiting tables. She is an active member of her school's varsity and jazz choirs, helps lead Students of Christ, and recently performed at All States Choir in Tulsa. On January 11th, Stella fainted at work, which led to a trip to the ER and the news that her body was not creating platelets. She was referred to OU Children's Oncology Hematology, where she had a bone marrow biopsy and was diagnosed with severe aplastic anemia. Stella's bone marrow is not creating the white and red blood cells or the platelets she needs to survive. She's waiting a bone marrow transplant. she'll be inpatient at OU Children's for about 8 weeks, during which she will receive chemotherapy and a bone marrow transplant. Stella's family is hoping one of her brothers is a match, but if they are not, they will utilize the National Bone Marrow Registry. This is a very long journey for Stella, and they're just starting, and your support will make her stay at the hospital more comfortable. They are seeking donations to cover medical expenses like co-pays, etc., transportation, loss of wages for Kevin and Becky, and meals. Now, there was a recent update on Stella that I wanted to share. Stella's port surgery went well. She's adjusting to having the port and said she can feel it in her neck and chest. We are hoping that sensation goes away as her body gets used to the port. Her team of doctors has put her name in the National Bone Marrow Registry and has been working all week to find her a match. So far, there are a few 9 to 10 matches, but no 10 to 10 matches. Now is the time to get your name on the registry. You can register at my.bethematch.org. She will go on Wednesday for another transfusion as her numbers keep falling. Her body is not creating new platelets, so transfusions are the best way for her to have energy and feel a little closer to normal. That's the latest update on Stella, but as of now, I do know that the family has an interview with a news station that is local to them to try and get the word out about Stella and hopefully find a match. Remember, if you have time, you can see if you are a match for Stella or anyone else. I truly hope you take some time out of your day and sign up. You could save someone's life. Okay, let's get into the episode. Comebacks are messy. You see montages of all the mess people go through right before they go for the gold and win it all in the end. Sure, that's a nice ending to the story, but what makes the story is how they rose. How they battled all this shit to get back to the top. I thought a couple of times about coming back to the podcast, but then I figured maybe I don't really have anything to say. Maybe I shouldn't be the one saying it. Who wants to hear from me anyways? I didn't trust enough in what I was saying or thinking that no one wanted to listen, but I was wrong. And it's not like now everything is fine and suddenly I am at the right spot, because growth is not linear and it does not look the same for everyone. It is a constant battle. It's constantly moving and taking steps in a multitude of directions. Who says the only ways you can move are forward and backwards? I have definitely taken some side steps in my life. Even now, I'm trying to figure out how to take steps forward through chronic pain, chemotherapy, my mental health, my physical health, and on top of all that, still trying to figure out how to be peacefully and lovingly and wonderfully a mom and a wife, all while keeping Jess alive and well too. I think I realized that once I stopped learning and diving into things for this podcast, I stopped looking into things and learning things for myself too. I was learning so much and hopefully bringing so much information to listeners. As I explore these topics, I also learn about myself. I feel like I have more tolerance as a person and grow to a better understanding of not only myself, but everyone around me. I wouldn't call it a new mindset. I think I've always wanted to be here, but I think I have learned that if you want to be good at something, natural talent aside, it actually takes hard work. Like hard ass work. Being a good mom takes a lot of work for me in being patient and everything else that comes with being a mom. Same for me being a wife. That takes hard work. Not because my husband is hard work, but because I should work hard in pushing myself to be the best wife I can be. I feel like being an ass sometimes is just easier, though, you know? Patience is hard. Patience is hard. I imagine myself sitting in traffic and being cut off viciously. It would be just super easy for me to react quickly, throw up the bird, and cuss loudly in my car where only I can hear. It takes more work for me to take a second, breathe, and realize that, hey, maybe that person is in a rush for whatever reason. Maybe that person is just a bad driver. Who knows? But I shouldn't let that person determine the kind of person I'm going to be. I'm not a rude person. I don't just give people the bird, you know. I don't walk around cursing at other people. So why is it okay, even from the comfort of my own car? Why am I letting that person control my feelings and reactions? Sure, it would be easier to just let go and yell and such, but it takes control to sit in silence and be calm. But overall, I think I want to be calmer. I feel so tense all the time, and I want to be able to just relax my mind, and hopefully my body will relax too. I think for a while I went with easy choices because I was so tired, which ended up being choices that led to consequences for myself, which sucked. Honestly, the HU drained me in a way that I've never felt before. HU made me feel like I was dying. Then I got on Jackafe and it felt different. I was tired all throughout the day, but awake at night, but it made my leg pain so much worse that I ended up getting a wheelchair. So instead of staying home and working on my podcast while I was exhausted during the day, I would rest during the day and then venture out in the nighttime like a raccoon when I had the energy. I spent a lot of time doing karaoke and meeting new people. It was nice to have the opportunity to dress up and be seen because, you know, that's my personality. I love it. I love being seen. I'm visibly shaking my head, by the way. I guess I could have just said SMH. It's one of those traits that you recognize, but that you don't have too much power over, so I embrace it and make myself the nicest dressed person around, or at least to me. I do have my own sense of style, and even though going out at night has brought me great opportunity to be seen, sometimes it was not the safest option. I had two gentlemen pull me over at a crowded gas station and ask if they could take a picture with me. To be fair, I was the whole meal that night. I think I just took some weird steps sideways because my mortality felt realer than ever. I felt like maybe I had been missing out on living, and so I started doing that. I started living the way I thought someone would if they knew they were dying. I think I got it all wrong, too. I know now that I would rather hear my babies laugh when Josh makes a silly face over being able to have a drink and sing karaoke in a loud bar. I know I have had comebacks before. I have these mini deaths that I experience, but this one feels a lot more significant. It feels a lot more significant than everyone before it. I think I was able to answer questions for myself when faced with my diagnosis. I know I'm high risk. I know I have already had a portal vein thrombosis when my platelet count was only in the high 400,000s. I know my heart is also suffering too. I'm still on metoprolol for my tachycardia, and I recently found out that I have some fluid buildup around my heart, the amount that should not be there, because I guess some is okay. Since talking to you all last time, I have had a few events in which I've needed to go to the hospital. One time was almost via ambulance for a bad EKG. I acknowledge that I may not live a long life, but now I know how I want to spend my time I do have left. I know I want to make a difference and help others the best I can and be the best and most present mom and wife and friend that I can be. I want to pursue the things that bring me happiness and hope. Podcasting has brought me such great insight and provided me with a nice little hobby. So, no, I don't think I'm done just yet. There's so much information out there, so much I want you all to know about, and so much that I want to learn that you encourage and push to learn. And I really thank you for that. I'm sorry I've been away. I'm not done here. I want to be able to reach out to people so they feel less alone, or so that they know that they too are represented. That life gets hard sometimes, but someone sees you for what you're going through. Hell, life got hard for me too, and I am still here. And I truly believe that if I can live through all the shit that I have and keep going, that maybe you can too. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveler long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere, ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. That was The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Okay, sneaky peeks. Next week, I will be getting back into all the things that we shouldn't be talking about, like mental health, sexual security, parenthood, trauma, fashion, and all the things in between. I also have some special guests as well, and some interviews I'm going to share with you all. I hope you like it. You can always reach out and let me know what you want to hear from me. Well, thanks for joining me, and once again for listening to me ramble a bit. Please remember to be kind to people. For me and many others like me, our country doesn't seem like such a safe place right now. Just be kind and love each other. Love yourselves. I love you.